My dear students, how are you? I think all of you are well. Please stay home and be safe. Now, in our country, Corona crisis is gradually alarming. So be careful. Today, I will discuss about the bleeding disorders. Before going to discuss about the bleeding disorders, I want to tell about something about the general concept of clotting disorders. Now, what do you mean by hemostasis? Hemostasis is the mechanism of stoppage of bleeding after injury of a blood vessel. When there is injury of the blood vessels or the trauma, any trauma or any injury, there is bleeding occurs from the body. So, it is the mechanism of stoppage of this bleeding. This is called the hemostasis. Now, components of hemostatic process: the vessel wall, platelet, coagulation protein, that means coagulation factors, anticoagulant protein, and fibrinolytic systems. All 5 factors are responsible for hemostatic mechanism. After a vascular injury, what happened? There is vasoconstriction, formation of platelet plug, activation of coagulation cascade, and fibrinolysis. These 4 things occurs after vascular injury to control the bleeding. Now there is flow chart. When a vessel injury occurs, this producing vasoconstriction, and after vessel injury there is endothelial lining disruption which leads to exposure of the collagen and adhesion of the von Willebrand factor which helps in platelet adhesion. And when platelet adhesion occurs, there is activation of platelet activation occurs and release of ADP, thromboxane A2, serotonin. And these factors again lead to platelet aggregation and produces platelet clump. And by the help of the thrombin, formation of platelet clump. This is the primary hemostatic mechanism. Now, coagulating factors. There is 13 factors. Number 1 is fibrinogen. Number 2 is prothrombin. Number 3 is tissue thromboplastin. Number 4 calcium. Number 5 labile factor. Number 7 stable factor. Number 8 anti-hemophilic factor. Number 9 Christmas factor. Number 10 Stuart power factor. Number 11 plasma thromboplastin antecedent. Number 12 Hesban factor. Number 13 fibrin stabilizing factor. Now, criteria of these coagulation factors are most coagulation factors are formed in the liver except factor 8. Except factor 8, which is formed by the endothelium cells. And among these factors, vitamin K dependent factor are 2, 7, 9, 10. This is asked in the Viva board. Now, activation of coagulation cascade. Coagulation factors are inactive in the circulation. They become activated by this pathway. There is 2 pathways, intrinsic pathway and extrinsic pathway. This extrinsic pathway, when a vascular injury occurs, there is release of tissue thromboplastin or tissue factor, who is activate the factor 7 into factor 7a, and in intrinsic factor it is activated by the contact with the exposed collagen and by the kaolin, p-kaolin. These are two factors which helps in activation of the factor 12 into factor 2a and factor 12 into factor 12a, and this activated factor 12a again activate the factor 11 to activated factor 11. This factor activated factor 11 activate the factor 9 into activated factor 9a, and this activated factor 9 activate the factor 8 into activator factor 8a, that is activated factor 8. Very important. So in this pathway there is activation of factor 8. In this pathway there is activation of the factor 7, and it start from the factor 12, or it start from the tissue factor or tissue thymoplastin factor or factor 3, and these are the common pathway. Common pathway means activation of factor 10. This factor 7, activated factor 7a from the extrinsic pathway, and activated factor 8 from the intrinsic pathway. This activate the factor 10, and there is other factors related, calcium, factor 5, and these also helps in activation of factor 10 into activated factor 10. This activated factor 10 converts the prothrombin into thrombin, and this is called a common pathway. And this thrombin acts on the fibrinogen, producing fibrin, and many fibrins molecules combines into the produce the fibril polymer, and on fibril polymer factor 13a acts to produce the stable fibrin clot. So these are the activation of coagulation cascade. Now differentiate between the extrinsic and intrinsic pathway. What do we mean extrinsic? Extrinsic means extrinsic, intrinsic. Intrinsic. There is in extrinsic pathway tissue factor mediated pathway. In intrinsic pathway, it in vivo. Vivo means experiment takes outside the living organism, and vitro means inside the living organism. So in extrinsic pathway, in vivo means inside the living organism, tissue factor released from the subendothelial matrix after vascular injury and activates factor 7 into factor 7a. But in laboratory, this pathway is activated by the addition of tissue factor and calcium to the blood. And intrinsic pathway in vivo means inside the organism. Initial activation of factor 12 accelerated by the pre-kallikrein and kinogen. In the clinical laboratory, factor 12 is activated using a surface that is silica or glass or a contact activator such as ellagic acid. And extrinsic pathway starts with activation of factor 7, and factor 7 which activate the factor 10. In intrinsic pathway, it starts with the activation of factor 12, then it activates the factor 11, this factor 11 activates the factor 9, this factor 9 activates the factor 10. In extrinsic pathway, assess prothrombin time and specific deficiency of factor 7, factor 5, factor 10 and factor 2. An intrinsic pathway assess the activated partial thermoplastin activates per APTT or PTTT. It is APTT, not P, APTT or partial thermoplastin time. And specific deficiency of factors 5, factor 8, factor 9, factor 10 and factor 11, and deficiency of any of these factors results in prolongation of Porthumin time. And Porthumin time is not prolonged with deficiency of factor 8, factor 9, factor 11 and factor 12. And deficiency of any of these factors results in prolongation of activated partial thermoplastin time. Normal PT is 10 to 13 seconds. Normal APTT does not be APTT 25 to 40 seconds. Now, most common causes of bleeding disorders: the ITP, immune thrombocytic purpura, hemophilia, von Willebrand disease, Henoch-Schönlein purpura, disseminated intravascular coagulation DIC, HUS, hemolytic uremic syndrome, HDN, hemorrhagic disease of the newborn. These are the most common bleeding disorder. Today I will discuss about the hemophilia and von Willebrand disease. Now, coagulation disorders or clotting factor disorders or coagulopathy classified into primary and secondary. Among the primary, it is also called a hereditary. The intrinsic pathway disorders such as hemophilia, it is due to the factor 8 deficiency and called the hemophilia A. Factor 9 deficiency, it leads to hemophilia B or Kishmer disease. Factor 11 deficiency, it leads to hemophilia C. And another most important one is von Willebrand disease. It is also called the vascular hemophilia and is the most commonest coagulation disorder. Among the secondary causes of coagulation disorders, deficiency of vitamin K dependent factor 2, 7, 9, 10, hemolytic disease of the newborn, hemorrhagic disease of the newborn, it is also the transient deficiency of vitamin K, hepatic failure. In hepatic failure, there is reduced synthesis of the clotting factors, and renal failure, there is reduced function of the thrombocytes, and DIC due to consumption of the all clotting factors and also the anticoagulant therapy warfarin. This leads to secondary causes of coagulation disorders. Now, hemophilia. Hemophilia due to deficiency of clotting factor 8, 9 or 11. Now, classification according to deficiency of clotting factors, classification of the hemophilia divide into the three groups. Hemophilia A, classical, it is also called classical hemophilia due to deficiency of factor 8, 85% cases. Hemophilia B, it is also called the Kishmer disease. It is due to the deficiency of factor 9, 10 to 15% cases. Hemophilia C, factor 11 deficiency, 1 to 2% cases. Now, according to severity, again hemophilia may be divided into three types: severe, moderate, mild. It depends on the concentration of the factor 8 or factor 9. If it is concentration of the factor 8 less than 1%, severe hemophilia develops and bleeding occurs spontaneously. If the concentration of the factor 8 1 to 5%, it leads to moderate hemophilia and bleeding occurs with mild trauma. And mild hemophilia, in that case, the factor 8 concentration is 6 to 30%, and in that case, bleeding occurs with severe trauma. Now, genetic basis of hemophilia. It is inherited bleeding disorders, hemophilia A and hemophilia B. These are X-linked recessive disorder, gene located long arm of the X chromosome, but there may new mutation occurs, 30% cases, hemophilia A. In that case, you may not get the family history. Male sufferers and female are carrier, but female may suffer if layerization of the X chromosome. You know there is two X chromosome in the female. One is active, another inactive. If active X chromosome is inactivated, in that case female male suffers from the hemophilia. This is called the leuronization. And hemophilia C, it is deficiency of the factor 11 and it is the autosomal recessive disorder. Incidence 1:5,000 male. Pathophysiology, intrinsic coagulation pathway is involved. Deficiency of factor 8 and factor 9. Factor 10 does not activate it. So there is slowdown of the clot formation and clot is not robust and clot is pliable and rebleeding occurs during the physiological lysis of the clots or with minimal new trauma give rise to follow-on bleeding. Now diagnosis for history, examination and investigation. The history, age of onset, onset of hemophilia may occur in any age, even at birth, because factor 8 and 9 does not cross the placenta. So any age at birth, older age, even in intrauterine life. Sex, male are affected because hemophilia X-linked recessive disorder. There is also the positive history of maternal side. Pathogenic features are prolonged bleeding for hours or days, spontaneously or from trauma or injury or from surgery, that is dental extraction or circumcision. This is the typical history or presentations. At birth, unusual bleeding from the umbilicus or circumcision site, 30% cases. At birth also it may present with umbilical bleeding, or if you do the circumcision, there is bleeding occurs from the circumcision site. And lateral bleeding occurs from any site. External bleeding, that is bleeding from the nose, gum, dental bleeding, hematuria, GI tract. In severe hemophilia, there is internal bleeding occurs, that is intercalated hemorrhage, interspinal. There may also the ecchymosis hematoma, but there is no fatigue because platelet count are normal in hemophilia. Bleeding also occurs to joint hemarthrosis. It is the hallmark of hemophilia, hemarthrosis. Mainly occurs in the big joints of the lower limb. Affected joints are warm and complain of tingling sensation, and due to it is the first sign of early joint hemorrhage. So if a child present with swelling of the any joint with warm and tingling sensation, you think bleeding occurs into this joint. Bleeding into the muscle producing muscular hematoma. This muscle hematoma is very important because if occurs in the allusous muscle hematoma, there is large hemorrhage occurs, massive hemorrhage occurs, give rise to shock. Now physical examination, pallor depends on severity of bleeding. Hemarthrosis is the hallmark of hemophilia. Affected joints are swollen, red, hot, tender, and movement are restricted. Later on, joint is fibrous and ankylosis. There is also ecchymosis over the underlying skin. Large joints are involved, usually ankle and knee in older children, and also involve the elbow joint. There is also the muscular hematoma, and since skin survey, there is bruising, ecchymosis are deep, large and solitary, and hematoma but no PTC. And if you examine the nose and gum, there may be bleeding spot. Now complications, acute complications, and chronic complications. Acute complication, there is hemarthrosis, this is bleeding into the joints, muscular hematoma, hemorrhage into the vital structures, that is intracranial hemorrhage, and massive bleeding give rise to shock. There is also the pressure impact of the vital centers due to hemorrhage. In long time or long term or late complication, chronic arthropathy, target joint. What do you mean target joints? Recurrent bleeding into the same joint. There is pathological changes in the joint, then producing spontaneous bleeding. There is contraction of the joints, muscle atrophy, compartment syndrome due to pressure, and neurological impairment, and transmission of the infection, the hepatitis B, C, HIV, due to transmitted infection disease. Because in case of hemophilia, severe hemophilia, we have to transmute factor replacement, or in severe cases, fresh plasma or whole blood transfusion, which leads to transmission of the hepatitis B, C, and HIV. And development of factor 8 inhibitors or factor 9, very important. If this factor 8 or factor 9 develops, in that case, factor replacement does not work. Now investigation is routine investigation for diagnosis, investigation for factor 8 inhibitors, investigation for complication, investigation for treatment, investigation for carrier detection, investigation of prenatal diagnosis. Now, routine investigation, if you do the complete blood count, in that case, you may get only hemoglobin percent, reduced hemoglobin percent if severe bleeding occurs. Others, WBC, TCDC, and platelet count normal. And for diagnosis, clotting factor, clotting coagulation profiles, APTT, prolonged 2 to 3 times upper limit of normal. Clotting time prolonged. Nowadays, clotting time not done, APTT done. Is clotting CT done, it is prolonged, but BT, bleeding time, partial thrombin time, and thrombin time all are normal. Confirmation by the factor 8 and 9 assay, these factors are reduced. Now, inhibition of factor 8 inhibitors. This is a mixing test and Vidisha assay. Now for complication, X-ray of the affected joint and ultrasound of the iliopsoas muscle for hematoma, and if patient present with intracranial hemorrhage, in that case CT scan. And for treatment purpose, blood grouping and cross-matching for blood transfusion if severe bleeding occurs. For carrier detection, direct gene mutation analysis and factor 8 and bone hemoglobin factor ratio, if it is less than 1, normal range is 1. So it detects the carrier detection. Prenatal diagnosis, chorionic villus sampling or amniocentesis, and for DNA analysis. Fetal blood sample at 18 to 20 weeks for factor 8 estimation. The screening test, what do you mean screening test of coagulation disorders? APTT, platelet count, bleeding time, and thrombin time. Definitive diagnosis, genetic testing by the DNA analysis, detection of the obligate carrier by index case plus positive family history. Now treatment. Again treatment group into several. It is a counseling, supportive, specific therapy, preparatory treatment during bleeding attacks, and treatment of complication, treatment of factor 8 and 9 inhibitors, follow-up, prognosis, and prevention. Now supportive, avoid trauma, avoid contact sports, use of car seat and seat belt, avoid non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, and vaccination against hepatitis B virus, and early psychosocial intervention. Now specific therapy, most important, the prophylactic treatment if indicated, regular factor 8 replacement, and during bleeding attack, factor 8 or factor 9 replacement. It depends on the type of severity. If moderate to severe hemophilia, factor replacement, factor 8 or factor 9 replacement. When factor 8 or 9 not available, in that case cryoprecipitate factor for factor 8 deficiency, because its cryoprecipitate does not contain factor 9. So it is given in the factor 8 deficiency or hemophilia A. Fresh frozen plasma contains factor 2, 5, 9, 11, 14 factors, also factor 8, and this fresh plasma is given in the factor 9 deficiency. And if this not available, in that case whole blood transfusion may be done. Now in mild cases, this is mucosal bleeding, nasal bleeding, gum bleeding, dental bleeding, menorrhagia. In that case, usually factor replacement not required. In that case, desmopressin, hemophilia A, because it increases plasma factor 8 by 4 folds, and because this desmopressin stimulates the endothelial cells to release the factor 8. And also the antiproliferative drug tranexamic acid or aminocapric acid, these antiproliferative agents inhibit the fibrinolysis, stabilize the clot. Then another new treatment protocol is humanized monoclonal antibody imicizumab, new drug. Now treatment of complication, treatment of hematosis, it is usually asked in Viva board or sometimes given in the OSPE. Treatment or hematosis, factor 8 replacement, and supportive care. For you remember, there is abbreviation word RICE. RICE means R means rest of the joint by splint or cast. I means ice cold compression, ice pack for 24 to 48 hours of the affected joint over the affected joint, and elevation of the limb. E means elevation of the limb. Analgesic, paracetamol or ibuprofen, and avoid aspirin, avoid oil bearing. And after bleeding stop, and if there is no pain, then you should do the physiotherapy to prevent the contraction of the joint. And another, this option is the treatment of muscle subcutaneous hematoma. In that case, factor 8 replacement, but in epistaxis, usually factor 8 replacement not needed. In that case, apply pressure for 15 to 20 minutes over the nasal bridge. Pack with, if not controlled, then pack with petroleum gauze, antifibrillary therapy, that is tranexamic acid or aminocapric acid. If these measures fail, in that case, factor 8 replacement done. In hematuria, factor 8 replacement not given. Bed rest and adequate fluid management, that is 1.5 times of maintenance fluid is required. If not controlled within 1 to 2 days, then consider factor 8 replacement. And if not controlled, prednisolone. If this is a teeth or tooth extraction, and factor 8 replacement should done before the tooth extraction, and antifibrillary therapy may be given. And if life-threatening hemorrhage or major surgery, in that case, factor 8 replacement done before major surgery, then 50 to 75 unit per kg per kg stat, and monitor factor 8 levels. The treatment of factor 8, treatment of factor 8 and 9 inhibitors. So desensitization, very important to develop the immune tolerance. It is done by the high dose of factor 8 and factor 9 to development of immune tolerance. If desensitization failed, in that case, recombinant factor 7A replacement, activated porphyrin complex concentrate, and another two drugs, monoclonal antibody, rituximab and emicizumab. And if all things are failed, in that case there is immunosuppressive therapy, corticosteroid or other immunosuppressive therapy. Now follow-up. Follow-up should be done for recurrent bleeding into hemorrhage, muscular hematoma, and also you should look for the target joint and complication. Prognosis is good if patients receive prophylactic factor VIII replacement therapy, and precaution before competitive sports, and usually maintain normal life. Now prevention by the career detection and genetic counseling, because patient suffering from the patient is genetically X-linked recessive disorder, so genetic counseling must be done before marriage, and antenatal diagnosis. Now von Willebrand disease. Von Willebrand disease, von Willebrand factor, due to von Willebrand disease occurs due to the deficiency of von Willebrand factor. This von Willebrand factor synthesizes the endothelial cells and megakaryocytes. Half-life is 12 hours, carries factor VIII. It is essential for the platelet adhesion and carrier of factor VIII, and deficiency of von Willebrand factor results in platelet dysfunction and decreased plasma factor VIII. Now etiology, due to quantitative, be careful and look at the etiology. Due to quantitative or qualitative defect of von Willebrand factor. Von Willebrand factor may be low, may be abnormal, may be absent. So be careful, may be low or abnormal or absent. It is genetic basis, it is autosomal dominant. Some cases there may be autosomal recessive. So both male and female are affected, and affected gene located in the chromosome number 12. Incidence is 1 to 2% of general population, and this is more commonest cause of clotting disorders. Now classifications: type 1, type 2 and type 3. Type 1, it is 60 to 80% due to mild to moderate quantitative deficiency of von Willebrand factor, and factor 2, it is less than 10% qualitative abnormality of the von Willebrand factor, qualitative abnormality of the von Willebrand factor, mind it. And type, it is again type 2A, here decreased von Willebrand factor activity in terms of platelet binding. Here platelet binding, there is difficulty in platelet binding, but platelet count is normal. But in type 2B, there is thrombocytopenia. So very important. And type 3, complete deficiency of von Willebrand factor. Now pathophysiology. After vascular damage, there is von Willebrand factor binds with the subendothelial matrix. Signs of von Willebrand factor conformation, and which lead to platelet adhesion and initiation of the clotting process. Now diagnosis, again diagnosis for history, examination and investigations. History: age of onset at any age, sex, male and female both may manifest the disease because these are the autosomal dominant, and presenting symptoms may be asymptomatic. Typical presentation is mucosal bleeding, such as bleeding from the nose, gums, and menorrhagia in the woman. There may be easy bruising. There may be history of prolonged oozing from the trauma or injury. There may be history of surgical bleeding during tonsillectomy, adenectomy. And there is severe type, in case severe type, that is type 3 von Willebrand disease, joint bleeding and intracranial hemorrhage. And if you take the first history, there is history of significant unexplained bruising. Significant unexplained bruising in infants and toddlers from non-accidental trauma. Mother give the history, there is no trauma, there is no fall, but patient develops multiple bruising in the body. In that case, you suspect patient suffering from von Willebrand disease until proved otherwise. And there is post-operative hemorrhage, tonsillectomy, tooth extraction. You know, the von Willebrand factor is a stress factor. And during stressful condition, the synthesis of von Willebrand factor is increasing several folds. So during operation, that is stressful condition, this von Willebrand factor is raised. So during operation, usually bleeding not occurs. If occurs, is mild, but it occurs after operation or after surgery. And family history, there is similar bleeding episodes. Now, routine investigation, complete blood count. In that case, hemoglobin may be reduced, platelet count may be normal, but in type 2 von Willebrand factor, type 3 von Willebrand may be low. And investigation of diagnosis, coagulation profile, BT may be prolonged, due to impaired platelet adhesion, clotting time, APTT prolonged, Pottumin time normal. And specific von Willebrand antigen assay, it is low or abnormal or absent. Von Willebrand factor activity test, ristocysteine cofactor activity assay, it is decreased. Von Willebrand factor activity and antigen ratio, it is low, and that is less than 0.7. And factor 8 assay, because von Willebrand factor carry the factor 8. If von Willebrand factor reduce, there is low level of factor 8. So low in both factor activity factor 8 and clotting portion of the factor 8 are decreased, and very low in type 2 and type 3 von Willebrand disease. Now treatment, the counseling, specific supportive treatment of complication, follow-up, prognosis and prevention. Now specific treatment, in mild cases, type 1 von Willebrand disease, the desmopressin, which increase the synthesis of von Willebrand factor. And there is routine intranasal IV or subcutaneous induced release from the endothelial cells, and in nasal spray less than 50 kg, one spray intranasally, and if more than 2 kg, 2 spray intranasally. Now severe cases in type 2 and type 3 von Willebrand disease, replacement therapy, plasma derived factor 8 containing von Willebrand factor, but it is not found yet. If not available, prescription plasma cryoprecipitate. And control of oral, nasal or vaginal bleeding by antifibrinolytic drugs, that is aminocapric acid, tranexamic acid, topical thrombin or pigrin glue. And local treatment of epistaxis by if nasal bleeding, nasal cautery or packing. Supportive treatment and like as hemophilia, such as avoid trauma, avoiding contact sports, use of car seat belt, avoid non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, vaccination against hepatitis B, and early psychosocial intervention. And iron therapy for patients with iron deficiency anemia. Now follow-up, you should do the follow-up for severe bleeding or intracranial bleeding, or if patient develops any complication, and prognosis, normal life expectancy, and prevention by the genetic counseling, because this von Willebrand factor is genetically the autosomal dominant. Dear students, now I want to tell about the differentiation between hemophilia A and von Willebrand disease. Clinically differentiate from these two disorders. The hemophilia A or B X-linked, von Willebrand is autosomal dominant, and sex is only male, and sex is male and female are equal. Factor deficiency factor 8 and 9 in case of hemophilia, and von Willebrand disease is due to von Willebrand factor deficiency. Bleeding is a deep-seated bleeding, and bleeding into the joints occurs in the hemophilia A and B, but usually mucocutaneous bleeding occurs in the von Willebrand factor disease, von Willebrand disease. And there is hematosis, the hallmark of hemophilia. In von Willebrand disease rarely occurs. Ecchymosis is less common in hemophilia, but it is more common in von Willebrand disease. Menorrhagia is less common, menorrhagia is more common. You should remember, if a girl present with only menorrhagia, you think patient suffering from von Willebrand disease until prove otherwise. And surgery, bleeding occurs during surgery, bleeding occurs after surgery, very important, because von Willebrand factor is a stress factor. During surgery, the level of the von Willebrand factor is increased 3 to 4 folds. So during surgery, usually bleeding not occurs, but bleeding occurs after surgery in case of von Willebrand disease. Now SAQ. A 5-year-old boy present with recurrent swelling of the knee joints. He had history of prolonged bleeding following circumcision. His maternal uncle also suffers from the same problem. So what is your probable diagnosis? Again, you should write down the key points. Key points of the 5 years age of the child is 5 years. Sex is boy, very important, and presented with the recurrent swelling of the knee joints. And from past history, there is prolonged bleeding following circumcision. And family history, the maternal uncle suffers from the same problem. So what is the probable diagnosis? My probable diagnosis is clotting disorder, possibly hemophilia. And how we investigate the child, how we treat the patient, already I discussed. Now another recipe is a 16 years girl. Look at 16 years girl. Present with history of bleeding from nose and gum and recurrent menorrhagia. There is same history in the family. So from above scenario, there is key points are age is 16 years, sex is girls, and presentation bleeding from nose and gum, and there is history of recurrent menorrhagia. And from family history, same problem in the family. What is the probable diagnosis? My probable diagnosis is usually due to von Willebrand disease. What are the DD? DD is hemophilia. DD is hemophilia, one of the hemophilia, and another you may tell the ITP. How will you investigate the child? How you treat the patient? I will discuss. Now, OSPE. Look at the picture. Write down the findings. What of the DD? What is the most probability? How can you treat the patient? How can you prevent the cases? You look. There is bilateral swelling of the knee joint, and there is ecchymosis. Ecchymosis. One is the above the knee joint of the right knee, and another is the below the left knee. And there is the also skin color change of the both knee. So what are the DD? First one is the hemophilia, second is the von Willebrand disease, third one is the leukemia. And what is the most probability? Most probability is hemophilia. How can you treat the patient? How can you prevent the cases? Already I discussed. So my dear students, today I will complete the bleeding disorders, and very important. Thank you.